We're very, very busy. You've been to these before. You know how you have to go from meeting to meeting. I've had lots of business meetings as well as delegation meetings. So, and meeting with people. People in Vancouver I've never seen this kind of energy in the city, across the city. And it's all been done, frankly, without really so much as an incident. So I've been very, very pleased with that. It's really exciting for us.
So overall, we're almost 1 week into the games. How do you feel about what the Olympics or how the Olympics are unfolding here?
I think it's been great. I've had a chance to meet with a lot of people that have come from other places than British Columbia or Canada. They've loved it. They've loved it here. And I've talked to lots of the athletes, and they've really liked it. I think the winter athletes are used to weather being a challenge. So they understand what incredible work the people at Bannock have done. And it's been, for me at least, it's been a great time. And I can tell you for Canada, it's been great.
But every day there seems to be some problem, some issue that crops up, and it's prompted some in the media to say these may be the worst Winter Olympics ever. A bit extreme, but are people being too harsh on people?
I think that kind of comment, they're not here, those media, I would expect. And they're certainly not talking to athletes, they're not talking to the visitors, they're not talking to the sponsors. I've had a lot of sponsors tell me that this is one of the best ever. You look at the television ratings, these are way up from what they were in 2006. You look at the kind of competitions that are taking place. I was at the opening round Canadian women's versus Slovakia hockey game, and there were more people in the arena for that than were in the men's final in Turin. It has been really incredibly popular watching the skaters take off and watching the alpine events are taking place. They've had challenges with weather, but the athletes are ready to go, and we wanted these to be good for athletes, and I think they have been. They're raving about the Athletes Village. They're raving about the energy in the city. I talked with a couple of people yesterday from our Canadian skating pairs. They said they just love going into the city because people are so supportive and so incredibly warm and hospitable. So that's very important. The IOC, I think, are generally very happy with what's going on. They understand the challenges. The games were obviously everyone was struck by the horrible accident that took place up at the sliding center. And I talked to the president of Georgia. I was really pleased that they decided they were going to stay here in the games. But he said to me he couldn't believe how warm the support was, how giving the support was from both the IOC, from Bannock, and from the people here. So I think that on balance, these have been great. And candidly, I think we've got two big problems with these Olympics. The first one has been weather, which we have very little control over, and the second is success. We had a torch relay that touched over 1,000 communities in Canada. It has been probably the most energizing event that's taken place in Canada for Canadians since 1967, when Canada was 100 years old. It has really been a powerful force for our country. These are Canada's Olympics. And I understand why people really want to be close to that torch. They're actually closer than they have often been. But there's three things that we have to contend with, or Bannock has had to contend with. One is, media want to have the proper shot of the cauldron. The second is security people want to make sure that it's safe. And the third is the public want to get as close as possible. I totally understand that.